I'm Beth Viscarra. I work with Cummings & Company Realty. I work with our Howard County office, which is located right across from Merriweather Post Pavilion. I've been a realtor for about 16 years now. I got into the business because I had 3 teenagers and I was newly divorced and I needed a career. And I had been a stay-at-home mom for a very long time, but I was involved in the PTA and I was involved with Board of Education, so I knew quite a few people. I've lived in Howard County since early 1980s. I just decided that real estate might be a good fit for me because I was still raising children and I needed to have some flexibility in my life so that I could still be there for my kids. So I took that leap and I got my real estate license and I joined actually RE/MAX Advantage at the time. And I was with them for quite a while. And that's sort of how I started my career. And here I am 16 years later. I'm a people person, so I really love the fact that I can get up every day and I work with different people. This last transaction I had was with a family that the entire family was part of the transaction. It was a mother, father, and son, and both sets of their parents. So you get involved with an entire family. You learn their whole life story. I actually was a psych major in college, and I never worked in psychology, but I truly believe that my psych background plays a role in my job as a realtor because you get involved in all of that, everyone's life, and you become their therapist all throughout the transaction. So I love that. I love being involved with my clients' lives. And honestly, I maintain that relationship for a lifetime afterwards. So, and I do like the flexibility of my job. I like that I can, as long as I have my phone with me, I can go anywhere and do anything. I do work a lot of hours, but I don't mind that. I think the fact that if you love your job, you don't really mind putting the time into it. So, well, Howard County is very interesting. I think a lot of people move here because of the location, being that we're right between Baltimore and Washington. We're very close to BWI Airport. I mean, you can get anywhere in a very short amount of time. So I believe that, part of the reason why we have the amount of people that want to live in this area is because of our location. Another huge reason why, and an interesting fact I'm just going to bring up really quickly, is that in the early 60s, we had 40,000 residents. Now we have over 300,000 residents in Howard County, which is incredible. I mean, that just shows the amount of people that have come to this area. And part of the reason for that is because of our school system as well. So Howard County is the number 4 ranked school system in Maryland. And Maryland is rated the number 4 top district in the country. So who wouldn't want to raise your family here? So a lot of people, put their children in private school. You don't need private schools here. I mean, our taxes are a little bit higher, but we also offer an amazing education for our children. One of the reasons why I came to Howard County and raised my 3 children here. So besides the location, the diversity of Howard County is unbelievable, of Columbia, of Ellicott City. We have a lot of planned unit developments. We have parks, we have pools, we have just what we offer is just amazing for families. So I think, for anybody that wants to come here, we offer everything. Plus, if we don't offer it right here in our county, you can go to Washington or Baltimore and it's right there. Or you can jump on a plane 20 minutes away. So I think this is such an amazing place to live. I think it's much like the rest of the world. The housing market is a little bit crazy right now. We have a very limited supply of inventory and a huge demand. mostly because of the pandemic. In my opinion, people are looking for larger homes, possibly, so they can have a home office. Their children have needed space to be educated at home. So their needs are changing. They might need a yard for the kids to play in because they don't want to go to the playground. So we have a huge demand for homes, and we do not have the inventory to support it. So that has caused a huge increase in values of homes, multiple offers on all of our homes. So it's been a very challenging market for realtors. We're trying to get homes for buyers. We can list a home and sell it very quickly, but as far as buyers, it's very difficult to find homes that meet our buyers' needs and that are affordable. We're having to take a lot of different strategies in order to get our buyers' offers accepted. My thought is that the market's starting to slow down just a little bit. However, we're not going to see that it's going to change that much. We might, instead of seeing 15 offers, we might see 5, but we still are not going to have the amount of inventory that we need. And prices are still going to go up because of that demand. New construction is going to be more expensive because lumber is more expensive. Everything costs more right now. So, we're really not going to see a huge change, in my opinion. Interest rates are still very low, which is causing buyers to still want to get out there and purchase. So our market is still going to be in that crazy place that it has been. Well, I think one of the things that I do is I educate my buyers. The things that we're having to give up is appraisals. You have to waive an appraisal, and your buyer has to understand that they could have to come to the table with more cash than they were prepared to, and obviously your lender has to discuss that with you. We have to waive inspections. One of the things we can do right now is, in some cases, we do something called a walk and talk, and that's taking an inspector along with us for a house showing. We do get the approval of the owner, but we can do something like a 1-hour walk and talk and it's not a written inspection, but the inspector will go in and take a quick look around and things like that. Makes the buyer feel a little bit more comfortable knowing the integrity of the house. Sometimes I'm just saying to sellers, do you really need to move? Because in a lot of cases, what is your reason for moving? Because you do have to look at the fact that you have to purchase as well. And it's tough out there. It is really tough out there. So they have to also understand that you're going to be in a bidding war, and you're going to have to go over list price for sure, and bring to the table extra cash because you may not appraise. You have to waive the appraisal. So they have to understand what the market is like. Sure, they may get a great price for their house. It may be worth it for them to actually purchase right now, but what are your reasons for moving? A lot of my people are moving out of state because if they're working remotely, they don't need to work in Maryland anymore. So it might be their opportunity to pick up and move out of Maryland. And there are less expensive places in the world to live than Howard County. It's a very expensive place to live. So depends what their reasoning is for wanting to sell. First-time home buyers, I feel it's my biggest job is to educate them. And that's just not in this market, it's in any market. So I take a lot of time educating my first-time home buyers about what the home buying process is like. So, it's always, the first step is always going to your lender and, discussing what type of loan programs are right for you. And the one thing I always say is you may be qualified for, a $200,000 or $300,000 home, but look at that payment. Are you comfortable with that payment? If you like to go out to dinner at night, or you like to shop at Nordstrom, then maybe that's not the payment that you are comfortable with. So think about your lifestyle. So that's one thing, but educating them with the whole process, because they truly don't understand it. I mean, I've had experiences where, I'll say to somebody, okay, you need to wire funds. A lot of young people have no idea what does it even mean to wire wire funds. So it's really educating them through every part of the home buying process. So that's actually one of my favorite groups of people to work with. So it might be, the lower end of the spectrum as far as the price point of the house, but it's where I actually get to do my job, the job that I was trained to do. And I love working with first-time home buyers. So to me, that's just so much fun because it's where I actually get to explain the home buying process. People don't understand about credit scores. They have no idea about credit scores. So it's a lot of educating. The nice thing about Howard County is we have everything from sushi Sono, which is amazing. We have amazing Mexican restaurants. I have a favorite, which is up in Clarksville called El Azteca. We have in Ellicott City in Turf Valley, which is one of my favorite areas of Ellicott City. Turf Valley is a very booming area, and they have anything from senior living to homes on the golf course, and they have absolutely everything. Old Town Ellicott City, historic Ellicott City, fabulous place to be. Interesting fact about Ellicott City, the oldest surviving railroad station in America. It's the Ellicott City B&O Railroad Station. It's a museum now, so that's something kind of interesting, and a lot of people like to walk the streets. There's lots of little stores and restaurants, so it's a really nice area. Obviously, downtown Columbia has changed a lot. That's really become a very booming area. Merriweather, they've changed a lot. Merriweather is where we have all of our concerts. There's all kinds of new, there's like a new water type park or something down there with all kinds of things for the kids. There's an ice cream place down there. Really built up downtown Columbia. It was originally developed by Rouse, but it became a little bit run down, and it has all been revamped, revitalized, and there's not a lot of new sales down there, but a lot of new rentals in the area. The mall is changing a lot, but there's some new outdoor areas around the mall, some good restaurants there like Seasons 52 and P.F. Chang's and things like that. Great restaurants around the mall. We have our movie theater over there. Merriweather is definitely an area to visit, and if you like concerts, you can definitely try and get a concert. There's always something to do in this area, which is really nice, and you can't get bored around here. So we have lakefronts. You can walk around the lakefront. I don't know if they've had it much lately, but typically there's live music around the lakefront, which we have Lake Kittamuquendi, which is right down in the center of Columbia. So there's so much to be offered right here in Columbia. Mm-hmm. So I do have I have a website, BethViscarraTeam.com. I do have a Facebook page. I do have a team that works for me as well. Honestly, if you Google my name, I'm going to pop up because I've been in business long enough. I've done enough transactions. If you just Google my name, you'll find me. But the best place to find me is probably on my website.